Hello, Daniel Yuck here. Thank you for tuning in today. I appreciate you. Within this video, I want to share with you an easy way that I go about applying stencils to fake skin. Should you have any questions about anything that you see or hear throughout this video, I'm going to encourage you to drop a comment down below and I will do my absolute best to assist you in the best possible direction. I do have social medias under the same name as this YouTube channel. I have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. I would truly appreciate the support over there as well. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and ring that bell for me, as I'm going to be bringing more videos like this for you all. If you enjoy my channel and find my content helpful, consider becoming a Patreon or sending over a super thanks, as I would greatly appreciate your support. With that being said, let's dive straight on into this. Taking it from the very top, I'm using a sheet of Reelskin fake skin. I will leave links for you in the description below. What I'm going to do is I'm going to begin by applying a layer of my Stencil Applicant. And in this situation, I'm using stencil stuff. However, I do use Greencard as well. And again, links will be for you in the description below. If I zoom in, you're going to see that I applied a very generous layer of the Stencil Applicant. From here, what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to grab a Scotch shop wipe and I'm going to remove the excess applicant. Now, the reason why I'm removing the excess stencil applicant is so that way when I actually place the tattoo stencil down, I don't experience any distortion, bleeding, blurring within my tattoo design. I want all of the lines to be easily readable. I want the design to come out clean, clear, and crispy, and in order to do that, I have to remove some excess, and you also don't want to remove too much either. Here's a good rule of thumb: if we put too much applicant, we may get the results that I just mentioned. If we put too little, then we may not get the design to transfer over fully, or it may come out too light. It could have gaps in between the design. You get the idea. The design may not transfer over fully. We want to make sure there's a healthy amount of stencil applicant, and the only way to do that is to learn, practice, and develop that sense. From here, I'm going to want to get my stencil and line it up so that way I can place it down. Right here you can see that I'm working on a sheet, so it's going to be fairly easy to apply this stencil. As you see, I just placed it down like so. I'm going to place a Scotch shop wipe over my stencil, and then I'm going to press down softly. I don't want to press down too hard, nor do I want to smear. I want the stencil to come out as clean as possible, and I feel pressing down too hard could cause warping and distortion, and smearing around can also cause the warping and distortion. I would say use a light to medium pressure, and you're going to notice that I'm using my finger now and I'm going around the entire stencil using my eyes as well to make sure that I'm pressing down over the entire area, so that way I transfer over each and every part of the design. Me personally, for a design like this, even though there are some skips here in the lines on the lower petals, I'm completely fine with it. I can go ahead and work around that. That is 110% workable. This is going to be subjective to each their own. Once I remove the stencil, I'm going to place a new Scotch shop wipe down over the tattoo stencil, and I'm going to press down as you see me doing here. I am applying a little bit more pressure this time around, and this is in efforts to remove some of the excess stencil. This part is just as important as lining up the stencil correctly. I feel that when I do this to my stencils, the lines come out nice and more true to their initial integrity than when I let the stencil sit. I kind of feel like when I don't remove excess stencil, the design bolds out as it dries, and that's something that I don't want. Every single tattoo that I place down on fake skin goes through this exact same process. This is necessary to preserve the line weight integrity, and this is also necessary to lighten up the stencil, as I don't need the full saturation of the stencil. From here, I like to use my heat gun, and I just simply put it on low, and I'll hover over the sheet like you see me doing here, and I'll just simply let the heat gun do its job for maybe about 5 to 7 seconds on each section. I have to be real careful here, because with the heat gun we can burn the fake skin or kind of make it texturized and give it a different color, which is what we don't want. All I'm trying to do is heat this up just a little bit, enough to dry the stencil that we just applied. For me personally, I would prefer to go with a heat gun over a blow dryer or even air drying, because a blow dryer may take about, let's say, 5 to 10, 15 minutes depending on the power of the blow dryer, whereas a heat gun could be done anywhere from 30 to 60 seconds. And I wouldn't recommend doing air drying, because back when I used to let my tattoo stencils air dry, it would take anywhere from 12 to 24 hours for a tattoo stencil to dry. On top of that, again, those lines would really bold out, and the initial integrity that I wanted for the design kind of changed and warped as the design dried. Here are the final results. This design is ready to be tattooed now. Keep in mind, all of this was done maybe within a minute. It took a little bit longer here in the video because I would pause and talk along the way. However, this entire process is not really time consuming, or is it really too difficult once we figure out those ratios. The stencil applicant to fake skin ratio is very important. Should you have any questions, please feel free to drop a comment down below and I will do my absolute best to assist you in the best possible direction. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and ring that bell for me, as I'm going to be bringing more videos like this for you all. I do also have social medias under the same name as this YouTube channel. I have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, all under Daniel Yuck. I would truly appreciate the support over there as well. If you enjoy my channel and find my content helpful, consider becoming a Patreon or sending over a super thanks, as I would greatly appreciate your support. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. Have a great day.